Wild Botswana. Episode 4. Morning in the African savannah begins before the sun rises. The sky still holds traces of the night, but the horizon has already turned a transparent grey. The air is cool, the ground dusted with fine powder, and dry grasses stirred gently in the breeze, glowing pale gold in the half-light. Beneath the open sky lie two figures, a young lion with a not yet full but already powerful mane, and a lioness, lean, alert, and quick. He sleeps on his side, stretched out, his breath steady, his body at peace. But she is already awake. Her eyes, dark, gleaming, scan the savannah, searching not just for danger, but perhaps for meaning, or perhaps for something simpler. Perhaps she is hungry, or perhaps, in her own wild way, in love. They rise almost in sync, as if answering an unspoken signal. The lioness stretches her front legs, arches her back, awakening every muscle. The lion watches her. Within him, patience, tension. He steps closer, places a heavy paw on her back. A gesture of claim, of challenge, of desire. She pulls away, turns her head, revealing her teeth. A low growl, half warning, not yet. He stops, looks into her eyes. A silent exchange, no need for words. Then, the tension melts. The lioness lies down again, calm, as if giving permission. The lion approaches, stretches. No hurry. He knows. Now is the time. He mounts her, gently but firmly. During mating, he lightly bites her mane, not out of aggression, but instinct, carved by time. The act itself is brief, just 10 to 20 seconds, but it's repeated dozens of times over several days. Lions are induced ovulators. Only repeated mating triggers ovulation. Each act brings them closer to conception. Afterwards, silence. The lion steps away, shaking his mane. The lioness remains, lying on her back, soaking in the last coolness of morning. And then, as if all of it were not a prelude to love, but to light, the sun rises. An orange disk lifts over the savannah, painting the sky in gold. The two lions lie side by side, their bodies touching, their breath in rhythm with the earth. This morning is theirs. Theirs and the eternal, patient wilderness where passion and peace are not opposites, but parts of the same ancient rhythm. Elsewhere in the savannah, the mist still lingers. It floats in the air like a pale veil, softening the distance, muffling sound. Everything seems quieter, as if nature is holding its breath. Only the damp, brittle grass rustles underfoot, dampening each step. And then, from the silence, like a dream surfacing, they emerge. African buffalo, massive, muscular, deep-chested, horned. There are many of them, dozens, maybe hundreds. They move slowly, almost lazily, but there's power in their pace. Calm power. Each step is measured, deliberate. The pace of those who have nothing to fear. The bulls lead, their broad foreheads and fused horns forming a solid shield known as a boss, armor against predators and rivals. Cows follow just behind, graceful, watchful, and between them, the calves. Young, curious, unaware that the world is not always safe, they stick close to their mothers, nuzzling flanks, sniffing the earth, as if reading a map left in tracks and scents. They move toward water. Where the land opens up, a shallow pool shimmers, fringed by mud and short grass. This is the heart of their morning ritual. Drink, cool down, pause, listen. Drive it off, even trample it to death. And yet, from time to time, at waterholes thick with dust and tension, a roar breaks out and fear flashes in the eyes of the young. But today, there is peace. Steam rises from their nostrils, curling into the morning mist. One stands still, eyes closed, listening to the splash of water. Another trots ahead, leaving heavy hoofprints in the soft earth. They remember, buffalo never forget where they were watered, or where they were hunted. They know their roots, their water, their herd. Their strength is in unity, in being many and in being one. They do not rush. They breathe the way the earth breathes. In the morning haze, Among scorched grass and reddish earth, a strange, living current flows. It's not a herd, it's a society, a large family. Baboons. There are many of them, dozens, maybe hundreds. Some move with purpose, as if they know the way. Others zigzag and pause, distracted by every bush, every rustle. One drags a dry stick, another sniffs the ground. Infants cling tightly to their mothers' backs like small, furry clusters. They hold on even as the mothers walk with brisk, confident strides. Baboon troops, much like human communities, follow a daily rhythm. With the first light, they leave their night shelters, cliffs, trees, termite mounds, and set out in search of food. They are omnivores, and this gives them an edge. Fruits, roots, insects, small animals, anything is fair game. But today, there's no rush. No frenzy. They move like a river, wide, meandering, unhurried. Each one knows their place, but no one is bound to it. They're heading toward the forest. There, they'll find shade. There, they might find food and safety. Now and then, a sharp cry pierces the air, adolescents settling scores. Somewhere, a male lunges to chase off a rival from a found fruit. Respect isn't given freely in baboon society, it's earned. The biggest, oldest males have massive canines, not for food, but for dominance. And even in the calm of morning, beneath the mist, tension simmers. If something sparks, it will flare. But for now, peace. Where are they going? What does the new day promise them? No one can say, but step by step, the baboons move through the savannah, as if beyond the field lies an answer. Up ahead, faint silhouettes of trees emerge from the haze. And the forest is always a possibility, or a challenge. Against a pale pink sky, the savannah holds its breath. The air is cool, the earth dusted in fine powder. Tree shadows stretch long and soft across the land, and through the hush, a gentle patter of feet. Dozens of small, round-bodied birds dart through the golden grass, stirring little clouds of dust in their wake. Guineafowl, spotted, speckled, with bare blue-red heads and ever-watchful eyes. They look amusing, even clumsy, but they are hardy, alert, and perfectly adapted to the bush. They are never alone. Each bird is part of a flock, part of something larger. They make their way across the open plain, heading toward water. But first, they forage. Heads down, pecking the dry soil with short, sharp beaks. One digs into dung, where seeds and insects might hide. Another perches slightly higher, watching the horizon. There is always a lookout. In a world full of threats, even the softest sound could be a leopard step. As the sun rises, the blush of dawn fades. The birds approach shallow puddles left behind by the night's cool air. Around them, deep hoof prints, sun-dried dung, signs of elephants that were here before. Now it's their turn. They drink quickly, nervously. Heads bob down and up. Water splashes. Short, raspy clucks fill the air. Calls, alerts, conversations. Some birds hop up onto dung piles, gaining a higher view, just in case. Guineafowl can't drink on the move, like antelope. On the still surface of the water, like amber frozen in time, the sun reflects. It's still low in the sky, but its light already paints the puddles with rose-gold tones. The herd has gone, but a few remain silent guardians of the moment. Ring-necked doves, slim, soft grey, with gentle curves and a black collar around their necks, as if marked by some ancient hand. They walk in small steps, cautious but composed. They know this morning belongs to them. Nearby, almost shoulder to shoulder, guineafowl drink too. Two different birds, two different worlds, but one need, and one source of water. The doves drink quickly. With brief pauses, they are among the few birds that can sip water without lifting their heads, a rare gift in the avian world. They do it gracefully, without fuss. Then, silence again. Just the whisper of wings. A soft, melodic coo, like a secret carried on the morning air. Some take off swift, vertical clean. They skim over the surface like shadows joining their reflection. And in this simple moment, all of Africa, earth, water, light, life, blended into a single breath, a single frame, until the sun climbs higher and the water ceases to be a mirror, and the birds disappear into the cool green shade. The light has changed. The soft pink hues of morning have vanished, replaced by the hard vertical heat of midday. The sun pours its fire straight down, scorching the tips of dry grasses. pulling the scent of dust and stillness from the ground. On a patch of pale sand, nestled among tall, brittle grass, lies a lion. The same one who, just hours ago, was all passion and motion, now at rest. He's chosen the sand for its coolness, just beneath the surface. He stretched once, lay down on his side, and stopped. His mane is tousled, his nose trembles slightly with the heat. One eye opens lazily, scans the horizon, then closes again. All around him, silence. The kind that settles after something important has passed. The lioness is gone. Where she went, no one knows. Maybe she's rejoined the pride. Maybe she's out hunting. Or maybe, like all women in all worlds, she simply disappeared when she wanted to disappear. And him, he won't follow. He doesn't need to. He's a lion. A territorial ruler, a father of possible offspring, but not a participant in the daily scramble. Male lions rarely hunt. They rely on the lionesses, their sisters in the pride, to bring the kill. His job is to protect, not from hunger, from rivals, from the intruders who will one day come to challenge him, to drive him out, to kill the cubs and take his place. But not today. Today there's only heat and sleep. He dozes, occasionally flicks an ear at a fly. Now and then his tail twitches. His body is heavy but powerful. He knows his strength and has no need to prove it. That is true power, to lie still, to breathe, to wait, and to know that you are the center of this world. Around him, only the whisper of wind in dry grass and the shimmer of sunlight on sand. High above, in the leafy hush of a tree's shade, she rests, a Verreaux eagle owl. Mistress of the night, but now, simply a drowsy guest of the morning. She does not hunt by day. This world belongs to others right now. Her time will come when even the jackals grow cautious. For now, it's the in-between, the pause. Her eyes are half closed, thick lashes veiling her vision. Now and then, she opens her beak, wide like a yawn. But it's not fatigue. She's cooling down. The sun is rising, but up here in the canopy, it's still cool. And until the heat touches her perch, she will not move. She can sit for hours like this, unafraid of the insects, unbothered by the movement below. She knows nothing approaches unnoticed. Beneath the owl's silent watch, impalas graze in peace. Slender, graceful, as if woven from sunlight and elegance. Every step fluid, like ripples on a pond. Their heads dip into the grasses, searching for stalks that still hold life. The dry season offers little, but impalas are patient. They know where to look and how to wait. Their ears never stop moving, catching every sound. Even when their eyes relax, their hearing stays sharp. They live in a world where danger doesn't announce itself. And yet, for now, all is calm. Beyond the trees, at the edge of the clearing, the grass grows tall, waist-high, swaying gently in the midday air. And there, at the boundary between open space and shadow, a lone black and white figure moves slowly through the golden sea. A male ostrich, massive yet elegant. He walks with quiet confidence, slicing through the grasses like a boat on still water. He looks alone, but watch more closely. The grass stirs at his feet. Small, flickering movements. Tiny shadows. Chicks, several fuzzy, greyish little bodies, barely distinguishable from the earth itself. They dart here and there, then freeze. Almost invisible. And that's their protection. As he walks ahead, he becomes their shield, their decoy. A wall of feathers and vigilance. If a threat appears, he will meet it first. Ostriches have excellent vision. They can spot danger from afar. They can outrun horses, and their kick can kill a lion. But even so, they are vulnerable, and so they are careful. Back under the trees, the impalas continue grazing. One lifts her head, pauses, looks toward the ostrich, then returns to nibbling at the earth. In that silent intersection lies the logic of the savannah. No one gets in each other's way, but everyone is watching everyone. And so midday passes in Botswana, in a golden sea of grass, where some hide, and others pretend not to notice. Our heroes are together again. Some time has passed, and the landscape has changed. The sand is gone, replaced by stone. The soft grasses are now dry bristles poking through cracks in the rock. The slope of a low hill catches the warm light, and the air hums with silence. The lioness has claimed a strategic spot, a flat rock slightly higher than the rest. She's placed herself at the center of the stage. Sitting tall, her neck stretched, she stares toward the horizon. Sometimes she lies down, eyes half closed, but her ears are always listening. There is no hurry in her movement, only calm, quiet authority. Below her, orbiting like a moon around a planet, walks the lion. His movements are unhurried but deliberate. He keeps her in sight, the way the sun keeps watch over the earth. Each step, a message, a circle, a pause, a gesture, but not an intrusion. He doesn't rush. He waits. Again and again, like waves returning to a rock. This is their time. The season of mating. When time slows, when nothing much happens, except they come together every 20 or 30 minutes. Finally, the lion decides it's time. He climbs the rock, passes beside her, and steps slightly higher. He lies down with dignity, like a king on his throne. From this perch, he sees it all, the valley, the bushes, the faintest movement in the distance. He lifts his head, scanning the view, as if to declare who belongs here and who does not. The lioness doesn't argue. She knows this is necessary. Let him feel like a ruler. Let him survey his kingdom. What matters isn't who is higher, but that they are together. And so their day unfolds, slowly, ritualistically, no rush, but a quiet tension. They drift together, then apart. They doze, then stir. And through it all, they remain together, as the sun traces its arc, and the stones beneath them grow hot, like the pulse of the earth. On a branch, in the soft half-shade of a tree, a mother holds her infant. Tiny fingers grip her fur. His face is pressed to her chest, but his eyes are wide, reaching toward the world. There's a small scab on his temple. Caked dirt, slight swelling, a fragile crust on tender skin. Perhaps a scratch from a tumble or a tussle. In a vervet monkey troop, childhood is not always gentle. But his mother watches over him. She holds him tighter, wraps herself around him, shielding him from the world. Her fingers gently stroke his back. He relaxes, then stirs again, stretching out his little palm. Birdsong echoes somewhere in the distance. Leaves rustle faintly, but here there is peace. Two juveniles approach, curious but careful. They settle next to the mother, reaching out to the baby. He flinches slightly, but isn't afraid. One tugs at his paw. The other strokes his head. The mother doesn't object. This is how the troop lives. Scientists have long observed that in Verreaux groups, older siblings and young females often help care for newborns. It's learning. It's care passed down. The scene stills. A perfect balance. 4 monkeys on a branch. Generations layered like rings in a tree. But then he arrives, the male. Bigger, confident, moving with quiet weight. He steps forward and, without asking, reaches for the baby. The mother tenses. She doesn't fight, but her eyes sharpen. She watches. He picks up the infant clumsily, like a father still learning tenderness. He turns the little body, inspecting it, paws, ears, breath, then holds it close, as if just now realizing this bundle of fur is his. He climbs down from the branch. The mother follows. Together, they vanish into the foliage, like a shadow, like a story slipping away. Below, on the forest floor, the mother settles once more. The infant crawls back to her chest, finds a nipple, latches, drinks. And the world becomes simple again, warm, safe. The day continues, made of tiny dramas, quiet gestures, and moments of connection barely seen. The life of monkeys carries no grand spectacle, but holds everything: love, fear, learning, and rituals older than memory. Meanwhile, not far from a dead tree, 2 male greater kudus find a patch of green, a lush shrub breaking through the dusty earth. Their spiral horns carve the air, never crossing. They eat in silence, no greed, no display. This is not a feast, just a pause in a long journey. And then, as if hearing some invisible signal, they lift their heads. They do not speak. They do not compete. They simply turn and walk away, side by side, step for step. Their horns slicing the morning air, they vanish into the savannah, between trees, between moments. And once again, the world moves forward. Among the scorched grass, barely visible at first, he appears a mongoose. His slender body blends perfectly into the golden backdrop. Only his sharp, dark eyes give him away. He freezes, listens, as if deciding whether to press forward or vanish. Mongooses are known for their agility and fearlessness. They hunt snakes, insects, lizards, and more often than not, they win. This one stands confidently, but not for long. He glances toward where the kudu passed moments ago, then melts back into the grass. His presence is a quiet reminder even in the stillest parts of the savannah. Someone is always alert. Dry wind sweeps across the plain, lifting dust into the air. It swirls, clings to grass, settles onto the backs of birds. At the waterhole, morning bustle. Guineafowl parade between elephant droppings. Among them, barely moving, doves shuffle like shadows along the ground and passing casually between the elegant legs of impalas, a warthog. He appears suddenly, as always, with a purposeful air. On his back, a bird, likely an expecker, companion and cleaner. He snorts, trots back and forth. Now and then, he buries his snout in the dung, rooting for something valuable, seeds, grubs, or just soft earth. He carries the scent of the savannah, thick, raw, alive. He reaches the water, drinks slowly, in pauses, then steps into the puddle, not to soak, as he might at midday, but just to cool his feet. His body stays dry, only his legs darken slightly from the moisture. The impalas continue grazing, unfazed. They're used to him. But a nearby black-backed jackal casts a wary look, then quietly backs away. He's not looking for trouble right now. The warthog remains, calm, unbothered. The wind lifts his sparse mane. The bird on his back flutters its wings, balancing stillness with motion. The silence doesn't last. From behind the trees, a small group of elephants emerges. Slowly, steadily, they approach. One, a powerful bull, selects a shallow dip still holding clean water. He lowers his trunk, drinks deep, raises it to splash his back, and moves on. The stop, it seems, was just a brief moment in his morning routine. Soon the group disappears into the tall grass. Only the reflection of clouds remains in the water. A few splashes from guineafowl, the wind. And then he appears, the lion, alone. No lioness, no young companions. He walks slowly, with the weight and dignity of an older male who knows his place beneath the sun. Dust wraps around him, but he doesn't notice. Everything about his stride says, "I belong here." He approaches the water and drinks, long, steady gulps, as if absorbing strength from the earth itself. Then he turns away and settles in the shade beneath a tree. The breeze plays with his mane. He lies where he won't disturb the others, a noble host, leaving the waterhole to the rest. And the impalas soon come forward, cautious but thirsty. They drink at the edge, accompanied by white egrets standing watch like quiet sentinels. The lion turns his head away, showing no interest. He isn't hungry. Or perhaps he's simply exhausted, the night's passion still heavy in his bones. The impalas don't trust him. Their long necks stretch as they glance toward the shadow beneath the tree. He looks back, calm, almost kindly. Their eyes meet. They snort and return to drinking. The lion watches in silence, not as a hunter, but as a neighbor. Here, everyone knows their place. Then, two birds arrive, long-tailed, grey-crested. Their entrance is gentle, barely noticed. Only a lone dove glances at them, curious. Grey go-away birds, quiet, unhurried, with a stately air. They circle the water's edge, surveying. Then, finally, they drink. As their beaks dip down, their tall crests soften, folding back like the feathers of a thoughtful dancer. When they raise their heads again, the crests spring up, neat, expressive, like carefully styled hair. They seem serene and slightly amused, as if they understand more than they let on. After a few sips, a few looks, they take off, light and silent, leaving only a breath of air above the water surface. Another scene, a large herd of zebras. They move as one, a tightly knit family. Among them, a young one, no longer a foal, but not quite grown. He stays close to his mother, mimicking her steps, learning. The zebras flick their tails, swat flies, and let out short, sharp vocalizations, part bark, part snort. Some roll in the dust, taking full-body dust baths. It cools them, protects them from parasites. Others graze, carefully edging toward the water, alert. Zebras are deeply social animals. They live in stable family groups, one stallion, several mares and their young. These families often merge into larger herds, and each zebra knows the others by their unique stripes, like we recognize faces. Those stripes also serve as camouflage. To a predator, a tight group of striped bodies becomes a blur, a moving maze of patterns. Some scientists even believe the stripes confuse biting insects like tsetse flies. While the adults graze and rest, the young zebra keeps circling his mother, curious, but never far. It's a scene of quiet balance. And the zebras know, as long as they stay together, they are safe. But someone else is watching, hidden, still, barely more than a shape in the brush, a leopard. His spotted coat melts into the shadows, the dry leaves, the dust. Only the tip of his tail, black with a white tuft, betrays him, twitching with tension. He's hungry. His eyes are locked on the young zebra. He creeps, circles, lowers his body, waits, moves again, crouches, freezes. It's perfect, except for the wind. It carries his scent. The zebras react instantly. One sniff, and they're gone. No hesitation, no noise, just movement. The leopard remains empty-handed. He steps from the brush, pauses, sniffs the trail, follows a line of elephant tracks, stops again. Maybe a guineafowl, he considers, but for something so small, it's not worth the risk. he turns and slips back into the bush, a proud, graceful hunter, still searching for his chance. Now that the heat has eased and the earlier commotion at the waterhole has settled, two Kori bustards stroll slowly across the scorched plain, among the largest flying birds in all of Africa. Their steady gait and towering silhouettes bring a sense of calm and dignity to the scene. They walk side by side, as if quietly discussing their route. Their heads turn thoughtfully, scanning the dry grasses for something edible. The Kori bustard Ardiotis Kori is a true giant among birds. Males can stand over 1.3 meters tall and weigh more than 18 kilograms, making them the heaviest flying birds on the continent. Despite their size, they can fly, though only if absolutely necessary. Most of their time is spent on the ground, foraging for insects, lizards, small mammals, and seeds. During mating season, the males perform elaborate displays, puffing up their chests, raising their feathers, and releasing deep, resonant calls that carry across the savannah. But outside of those times, they lead quiet lives, solitary or in pairs, like this rare walking duet. Their brownish-grey plumage blends effortlessly into the colors of the savannah, making them nearly invisible in open spaces. Now, they seem to patrol the area, checking whether anything of interest remains after the morning rush of wildlife. Their presence brings the midday cycle at the waterhole to a close, not with fanfare, but with a sense of balance that only seasoned travelers of the grasslands can bring. We have taken only a few steps into this long day, filled with movement, encounters, and silent dramas. The wild world of Botswana runs on its own rhythm. No breaks, no repeats. Here, every glance, every breath, every sound has meaning, and may change the course of what comes next. We've witnessed life at the waterhole, tender mothers, clever hunters, curious young ones, and entire families living in step with nature's unspoken laws. And this is just a small piece of the day's story. In the next episodes of Wild Botswana, our journey continues. New twists await, unexpected meetings, perhaps dramatic turns. Nature doesn't pause, and we won't miss a moment.